Gonna jump over to some NHL for a second here because yesterday marked, there was an overseas game earlier, but really yesterday was the start of the new NHL campaign. Really, the season starts today because the Toronto Maple Leafs play tonight. So yeah, you can mark it on your calendars. That's the real start of the NHL season. It's when the Toronto Maple Leafs get in there and play. So we said yesterday that we would lay some groundwork here and lay out for you who I believe the start of the season power rankings are, the top 10. And to all you Montreal Canadiens fans, no, your team is not on this list. All right. And by the way, if this season can even be 5% as good as the playoffs were last year, notwithstanding the, once again, Toronto Maple Leafs early exit, but that final, that's one of the greatest any sport 7-game finals ever last night. Like I had so many of my American friends who've never watched hockey. You've not watched a ton of hockey before getting to know me.
Yeah,
and like we're saying like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Are suddenly hooked on hockey because of that finals course between Florida and Edmonton. So here you go. Here is the definitive, authoritative top 10 power rankings of the NHL here at the beginning of this season. At number 10, the Carolina Hurricanes. Now, there are going to be some of you that go, John, because their record last year was 52-23 with 7 overtime losses. John, why are you putting them so low? Main reason I'm putting them so low is because they lost a number of key players. They have a big job ahead of them. Eric Tulsky, the GM, is going to have a major project, has had a major project and continues to fill in some of the gaps. So I think Carolina Hurricanes are going to continue to be good, but I think they're going to drop a bit. We move on to number 9. The New Jersey Devils. Now, like Carolina, that you say, well, John, their record was so good last year. New Jersey last year wasn't so good. They were 38-39, 38-39-5. So you say, why do you have them ranked this high? Because I thought they were absolutely, look, the reality is they were absolutely decimated by injuries last year. They completely underperformed. They've gotten healthy over in the offseason. They made some key acquisitions. I think they're going to be a real force to contend with. Therefore, I got the New Jersey Devils in at number 9. At number 8, and they're going to be some people who think I have them a little bit too low on the list, but this is where I see them. The Boston Bruins. The bane of the Toronto Maple Leafs when it comes to playoff time normally.
Man, they even have Padres colors.
Oh, yeah, they do.
But listen, whenever they just had a key re-signing, Jeremy Swayman, their goalie, pitching in the playoffs wins, goaltending in the playoffs wins. And this guy is just a freaking beast in the net. So they're going to be great. I have some other teams making some big improvements, but I still have Boston in my top 10. So I got the Bruins in at number 8. At number 7, sorry, Ryan Reynolds, for having them this low, but the Vancouver Canucks. Vancouver Canucks were a powerhouse last year. Like, I remember I got to watch them live once when they came to town to play the Kings, and they just fly all over the place. They look great last year. They had a 50-23-9 record last year. They were great. Disappointed, though, in the postseason. They checked out in the second round, which I think some people were pretty disappointed by. But anyway, they're still great. I think they're going to do really solid. I think basically any team in the top 10 here is a potential Stanley Cup winner, to be honest with you. There's not a lot of margin between mine, like number 1 and number 7 and all that kind of stuff. So I think they're going to do great. But right now I've got the Vancouver Canucks in at number 7. All right. At number 6, they just always seem to be good. The Colorado Avalanche at 50-25-7. And the reigning NHL MVP, Nathan MacKinnon, still leading them. Again, they are going to be, look, year in, year out. I mean, I feel like going back to my childhood, I mean, they weren't always in Colorado, but even when I was younger, Colorado Avalanche just always seemed to be good. They're going to be great this year. They're going to be totally fine. I got them in at number 6 right now. In at number 5, moment. Take your hats off if you're wearing them and pay respect to God's team, the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Whom he always sends to sacrifice.
Yeah.
God's team himself. On the 8th day, God created the Toronto Maple Leafs. I can't have them any higher than number 5 simply because, look, they're going to have a great regular season, just like last year. 46, 26, and 10. The 10, by the way, on this list, second worst overtime record. All right. The only other team that had a worse overtime record on this list was the Boston Bruins. But still, a great season. You've got the best goal scorer in the NHL right now in Austin Matthews. They're going to be improved again this year. I just don't know what's going to happen to them once they get to the playoffs, right? I mean, that's the thing. Now I'm just speaking as a butthurt Toronto Maple Leaf fan, is that they always find a way to choke it away. But Toronto Maple Leafs I've got is the number 5 team right now. All right. In number 4, I've got the New York Rangers. Last year, dominant regular season, 55, 23, and 4. They got to the Eastern Conference Finals. They have mostly kept the team together from last year for the most part. They're going to be super strong again. The puck bounces a certain way. They can go very deep this year. Again, I think they're a legit Stanley Cup contender this year. So at number 4 for me, I got the New York Rangers. Before I get into my top 3, let me just recount. At number 10, the Carolina Hurricanes. At number 9, the New Jersey Devils. At number 8, the Boston Bruins. At number 7, the Vancouver Canucks. Number 6, the Colorado Avalanche. At number 5, God's team, the Toronto Maple Leafs. And at number 4, the New York Rangers. All right. At number 3, kind of like Colorado, this is a team that has just traditionally always been run well. The Dallas Stars. The last 3 years for the Dallas Stars, conference finals, Stanley Cup finals. That's just them. They are consistent. They were 52, 21, and 9 last year. They are again going to be a powerhouse, a major threat to the Stanley Cup. And so I see the Dallas Stars. You know, what the very first jersey I ever had was, as a little kid, just a wee little kid, was a Minnesota North Stars. That's where the Dallas Stars came from. They used to be the Minnesota North Stars. Dino Ciccarelli jersey. That was the first one I ever got. Why was the first one I ever got? Because it was a gift. I didn't get to pick it, but still.
You got what you got.
I loved me some Dino Ciccarelli. Anyway, so number 3, I got the Dallas Stars. All right, top 2. Everybody knows who the top 2 is. You just don't know what order it's going to be.
Mighty Ducks. Oh, sorry.
Flying V.
Yeah.
At number 2, the reigning defending Stanley Cup champions, the Florida Panthers. They are 2 years back-to-back. They've gone to the Stanley Cup Finals. A couple years ago, they came up short against the Knights. Last year, of course, they won in a thrilling 7-game series, Game 7 against the Edmonton Oilers to win it. They are the defending champs. Paul Maurice is one of the best coaches in the game. They're going to, again, be a powerhouse. Last year, 52, 24, and 6. They are going to be, again, great this year. I expect them to slow down a little bit in the regular season, but I still kind of pick them to go to the Stanley Cup Finals again once they get to the postseason. So I got Florida Panthers at number 2. And at number 1, it is the Edmonton Oilers. Another year mostly together, another year experienced. They have, even though he's not the reigning MVP, I think the best overall hockey player in the world right now in Connor McDavid. This is going to be the first year that Chris Knobloch is going to be have the full year as head coach. Because remember, the Oilers last year were struggling. In comes Knobloch. They win, I think they were 700 with him as head coach. Big rush going into the playoffs. Took them to the Stanley Cup Finals. This year, they're going to have the full year with him as the coach. I got them ranked right now as the number 1 team. I would say they're the favorites to win the Stanley Cup this year. So that is my top 10 power rankings for the NHL this year. Going in here at the start of the season, we'll revisit this power ranking list in a few weeks once things start to shake out. But for now, I got, again, number 10, the Hurricanes, number 9, the Devils, number 8, the Bruins, number 7, the Canucks, number 6, the Avalanche, number 5, the Maple Leafs, number 4, the New York Rangers, number 3, the Dallas Stars, number 2, Florida Panthers. And I think the favorites this year to win the Stanley Cup should be the Edmonton Oilers. Guys, question is for you. What do you think about that list? If you're one of our American viewers, maybe you don't follow hockey all that much. But for those of you that do, and all of our Canadian viewers, what do you think about the list? Jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.